So first of all, we've got to remove the safety clip off the back of the pad pin, and then if you just unscrew the pad pin out, then this will allow us to remove the spring and two pads. Then we take a 5mm Allen key to remove the caliper. And just unscrew those. Making sure not to lose the washers off the bolts, as they do help when we're aligning the caliper back up. Then once that's off, we just pump the lever. You need the pistons out about 3 or 4mm, and be careful because if you pump too much it will push the piston completely out. And then if we take a cotton wool bud or just something to clean the edge of the piston's only phenolic, so don't go scraping at it, it just needs a gentle clean. And then we use Hunter's silicone lubricant, which apparently is well used in plumbers for the toilet pipe for lubricating the seal of all things. So if you can just wipe a little bit on your piston, and then you take some pliers and gently push it back, making sure you get the pliers square edge on the piston, and use a bit of tissue to protect your caliper so as not to mark it. And then as that's squeezed in, that will lubricate the seal, but some will slide out forwards as well onto the face of the piston, so make sure you wipe away the excess. Then to get the other piston out, use this process where you're clamping one piston in and pumping the lever, so that will make sure the second piston that hasn't been cleaned will pump out. And again, once you've cleaned all this, wipe away the excess just to make sure no silicone drips down the back of the pad then onto your disc. And then we'll take it to the next step of fitting the caliper back to the disc and the frame. Now at this point I'd leave the pads out so it lets you see clearly, making sure you can align it properly, and then nip the bolts up, making sure it's central to the disc. What we're looking for is equal gap for the disc inside the caliper. If it's to one side at the back or at the front, this will make it very spongy, possibly drag and also squeal. So if you can do it without the pads in, set it up nice and square, then fit your pads. Just screw your pad pin in there. Just gently nip it up, because you've also got your safety clip on the back as well. So I generally use a little screwdriver just to open the clip up, slide it on, and then just double check it's on properly. So what we're trying to do is centralise the pistons now, and make an equal, so they're both touching equally at the same time. If you take your screwdriver, push the back plate of the piston to push the opposite piston in, pump the lever, and this will force the opposite piston back to make sure you get an equal gap at both sides. If you've gone too far, use it in the opposite direction to push the opposing piston back until you get it centrally aligned.